Hello, my name is Meredith,
And I'm Madison.
and we're here today to explain the rabies vaccine. So the rabies virus has been around since the Greek and Roman times, about 400 BC.
And rabies actually is from the Latin raberes, which means rage. And virus is actually the Latin word for poison.
So this is a virus that's spread by direct contact.
So it's actually spread in the saliva of infected animals, and it can cause brain inflammation. So it's known as a neurotropic virus.
Which means that it infects your central nervous system. So the Greeks had really great mythology about this. There was a dog named Cerberus that was a three-headed dog with the poison of a snake, and it guarded the gates of Hades.
So the way to get past him was actually to feed him bread soaked in onion herbs to make him fall asleep, which is actually really interesting because one of our treatments for rabies is putting people basically to sleep with medication to help them heal.
So the weird symptoms of the virus, you have hypersalivation, dilated pupils, and your hair stands on end.
And you also can get excessive sweating, priapism, mania, and spontaneous ejaculation. So obviously you can see the similarities between this virus and our modern werewolf myths. In werewolf myths, one bite transfers the animal's fear and aggression to a person, and then they themselves become manic and kill or rape a bunch of people.
Rabies virus blurs the line between human and animal.
These symptoms are present for 2 to 10 days and then you die. 100% of the time, rabies virus is fatal. This is why a vaccine was such a top priority in history.
Louis Pasteur in 1885 saved the life of Joseph Meister by giving him 10 inoculations over the course of 13 days after he had been mauled by a rabid dog.
Pasteur's vaccine was made by infecting rabbits with an attenuated virus. The virus was weakened by drying the tissue for 5 to 10 days.
Nowadays, we know the specifics of how viruses in the immune system work, and we can mass produce the vaccine from chicken or monkey cells in the lab.
This follows the same basic procedure Pasteur used, but the virus is killed using chemicals, and the methods we use are much more precise.
The rabies vaccine is unique because it most often is used after exposure, but can also be given to people who are at high risk.
The vaccine has been revised a couple of times thanks to modern medicine. If someone is bitten today, they are given both the vaccine and a serum containing antibodies to the virus.
Only 10 people have survived rabies without having the vaccine. One of these cases was used to create the Milwaukee Protocol as a treatment for rabies.
In this protocol, the infected person is put into a chemically induced coma and then given antiviral drugs. This treatment has only been successful in a handful of patients.
In the U.S., rabies is an issue in wild animals like bats, raccoons, skunks, and foxes. In Arizona, most cases are foxes.
All of these factors combined mean one thing: vaccinate or die. There is no reliable treatment or cure for this disease. This is why it is imperative that domestic dogs are vaccinated in the United States.